Well, we're back at Wakefield for another shakedown of Jet 200. Now, our last shakedown didn't exactly go to plan with our new 6-speed sequential box having a few little issues. We actually found out that a twisted and bent output shaft that it came with was actually the cause of that issue. So it's since been rebuilt, it's back in the car. It worked in testing at my house, so we're back at Wakefield to make sure the thing works properly. Now, there's a bit of deja vu. It was this time last year that we actually shook the car down here ready for World Time Attack. So we're back again. We're on low boost, we've got old tyres, all those usual excuses, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, we just came back from the first session, and the two main things we wanted to check for are all good. Gearbox was sweet, had no problem selecting gears either on a slight lift or a complete lift, with and without the clutch. Gearbox was perfect. We checked the data when we got back. Oil pressure is spot on now as well. So the two biggest problems we had, not just from the last track day but from the last year, seem to be gone. The first couple of laps were pretty sketchy because these tyres are a bit old and hard and all that sort of stuff, so it took a few laps for them to actually start working again. And then a couple of laps into it, I actually started to enjoy myself, and the car feels really good. It's actually really easy to drive at about that 90% mark of pushing it. You could probably lap in that sort of 105 flat all day, every day without even trying, to be honest. So I've done what I needed to do, make sure the car's all good. The only thing that went wrong really was a slightly leaky exhaust manifold gasket or turbo gasket, one or the other. We're just tightening it all up. So we're going to give it to Bozo now so we can get a bit more of an evaluation of what the car really feels like and if there's any revisions we need to make. But it was fun, it was good. So far we're doing all right. Man, it is weird watching your own car. But if I'm going to let anyone drive it and watch, it's Bozo. It's quick. you. Give me.
Wasn't even 1/10 a second off.
62.571.
62,571.
1/10 off.
What is that?
Okay, the tank will accumulate.
Well, if you want your car to go fast, there's one man you give it to, and that's John Boston. I had my session in the car to make sure that it felt good, nothing was broken, everything worked. And if I want to find out what my car needs to change, I give it to him. He shows me what it can do, tells me what to change, and then I can go and change it. Now, we were just going to do a shakedown, but we got a little bit excited. John said it felt good. It felt really good, in fact. Actually good enough to run a time that I need to give him a hug for again. A 62.5. John, you must be pretty happy.
Mate, I am. It was really impressive, actually. Like, it's amazing the difference, how the car feels in 12 months. Like, now it actually feels like a race car, whereas, you know, it makes me think last year it felt like a road car. Like, it was all soft and it had no aero and it had a big H-pattern gearbox that felt like, you know, it had the longest throw in history of any cars. And now, you know, all of those missing bits that we were looking for, they seem to be there. And even though today the car still has no aero and it's, you know, it's got tyres from last year's event, you know, we did that, essentially I did 2 timed laps. You know, that we did a 63 on the first flyer and then a 62.5 on the second. And then the actual, I was on another hot lap and I thought that lap was actually better, and I'd love to look at the data because I just came out of the corners a little bit square and it had better power down and it felt faster, but then the session stopped and so the car got towed back in. So who knows what's happened to the car, but we know it's a little sensor or something. It's very minor, so all the mechanicals are all 100%. So look, I think that that other lap would have been a low 62 or even a high 61. So it gives us a little bit of confidence knowing the times that it's doing, the way the car is at the moment. So mate, it's a credit to you and the boys.
Well, I know I said I was going to quit while I was ahead and not go out again, but John Boston talked me into it. He goes, mate, get some seat time, enjoy the car, take a breath, concentrate on your line and get better. And I did. I went at least half a second faster, so now I'm into the 104 bracket as well. So I'm pretty stoked, pretty happy. Overall, it's been a perfect day. Bit of a contrast compared to our last shakedown. The only little problems we had today is an exhaust manifold gasket was leaking a little bit. We've tightened it up. We're going to have to look at that again. When the car shut off on John Boston, it was actually one loose wire after all that. So that fixed, no worries. Car performed absolutely faultlessly other than that. So the tuning, it's perfect. Heaps of response, no misfires, no dramas. Jim did a great job. Engine's reliable as anything. Wilkinson's coilovers, wicked, no problems. Tiny few adjustments going to make to alignment, but other than that, the car's pretty much spot on. So we are the first S chassis to go into the 102 bracket at Wakefield, so we're pretty happy with that. I don't know how long that record will stand for, but we do plan on coming back to Wakefield and going even faster again. We've still got new tyres to put on, we've still got a front splitter to put on, some wheel alignment changes, and we've got plenty of power left to turn it up to. Today, Wastegate 340, we've got about 400 at our disposal for when we need it. So we'll be back even faster again, and we're on the way to World Time Attack.